My name is Alicia.
And I'm Camila.
And we want to introduce you to Newly Swedes, a podcast where we want to talk about how it is to be new in Sweden.
Or old in Sweden.
Yeah, cultural differences.
And we're going to interview people from different countries about their experiences here. And
hear funny anecdotes and just talk about how it is to move to a new country, specifically Sweden, and how it is like life once you move.
Yeah, and also get some tips about what's good in Sweden and what you can do to make new contacts and how Swedes works. And
so if you are there new to this country or old to this country as well, and you are curious to know more about other cultures and your own,
then this is the place to be.
We will talk about, like Camila said, things that are fun to do here, things that are different, the food, etc., etc., etc. So we invite you to hear us out.
And let the podcast begin.
Hey, welcome to Newly Swedes. My name is Alicia.
And I'm Camila. And today we have a special guest named Salim.
Hi, I'm Salim.
Hey Salim, can you tell us like a short story of what
Who
are
you
you
are.
doing, who you are, and what are you doing in Sweden?
Why are you here?
Who is Salim?
The
Well-
deep story.
No, I'm just.
But in
gonna-
5 minutes.
That's pretty long.
Short and fat.
I come from Syria. I moved here to Sweden 2.5 years ago, and now I moved from Syria because of war reasons, obviously, and now I'm studying at KTH
To become
to become like an engineer.
Okay, cool.
cool. And you were from Aleppo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aleppo in Syria.
And now you're living here in Stockholm, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, a bit outside
Well,
of Stockholm. You don't have to tell us your address. Don't worry.
I live in Upplands Väsby.
Yeah. And well, we don't know exactly what your plan is to talk about today, but how's your life now in Sweden? How do you like Sweden?
So, I really like Sweden. I'm like learning Swedish little by little. I started speaking Swedish. It's well, yeah. There's like a lot of cultural differences.
Yeah.
Of course.
You have a Swedish girlfriend now, right?
Yeah,
Recently.
yeah,
Is that
recently.
what? Yeah.
Just we met like 3 months ago, or we started dating 3 months ago.
How did you meet? Tinder.
No, like mutual friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh, so you have Swedish friends.
That
That is interesting. Tell
Yes,
us,
I have.
Alicia,
tell us
please.
more.
How do you do that?
No, like yeah. So I met her like through other friends who met Swedish people. So
Okay.
that's how I got in the Swedish society. That's how I met Camila.
Someone figured out how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, maybe too soon to say, but do you see any difference between dating a Syrian girl to
Well,
compared
actually,
to
like
a
between me
Swedish?
and her, like on a personal level, we don't face this problem because I wasn't really I wasn't really a typical like Middle Eastern mentality. I didn't have that, but it comes to like families and stuff. Like I invited her for dinner like one time, and she slept over at my place. And like my parents really liked her, but I have my grandma, which
she
is like
slept over at your place,
Yeah.
just like that,
yeah.
with you, or she got to sleep in another room.
No, she slept in my room.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And did you sleep together?
My parents
And
are
your
cool
parents
about
liked
that.
her
Like,
after
yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, they really liked her, but like I have my grandma who's like 75 and like I don't know, came from like the dinosaurs era.
I see.
And yeah, the next morning like she was like hearing, like she was like standing behind the door to hear if something's happening in the room.
You're like, Grandma, we are done with that. You are 3 hours late.
Exactly.
Interesting. interesting.
And then, did your grandma has had like
Did she say anything,
Yeah, did
or
she
it's
say
just
something?
like this?
Yeah, she's
awkward
like,
looks?
like the usual
Intervention
report.
with
Like,
you?
yeah, she's like interviewing me about how what her background is to tell like all other like cousins and like family, other family back like across the sea to know like who I'm dating, because that's how it works.
You said something very interesting. You said you don't have the typical Middle East mentality. What do you think is that?
Well, I think like I don't know how to explain
Because
that
maybe
without
your
like insulting
opinion, I
Syrians.
mean, your opinion of the Middle East mentality might be different from mine. That I'm not from the Middle East, like I have a stereotype, and it will be kind of cool to see what's the stereotype of a Middle East guy about the Middle East. You know what I mean?
Well, like if we're talking about like how guys treat women, like they treat them really good, but like there's always limits for like the woman, and the guy doesn't have any limits. Like it's okay if the guy has experience with
Like
dating.
she has to be a good girl.
Yeah, she has to be. Yeah, okay, a good girl.
Like a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A virgin
Touch
until she gets
for
married.
the very first time. Like a virgin.
Yeah, and like really, like she can't talk to other guys, but that's like I can't like generalize this. Like not everybody's like that, but
course.
that's like yeah my experience like of my like friends and people I know back home, and like yeah if we're
And
talking
let's
about
say
like families and
maybe, like,
generations.
50 years ago, that was more like how it was. But now people are much
Yeah,
more
people. Yeah,
open-minded.
well actually we started until like yeah now.
So you're like
We started,
from
like-
a conservative place, but it starts to.
Exactly, like
I
we're
can
starting
relate-
to like
I can
yeah
relate
advance.
to that as a Mexican, actually. Also, when you mention about the family,
Mm.
I do understand what you mean, because I think young people in this generation, we are more and more similar to each other around the world. But then the families, that's total different business. In Mexico as well, is like 1,000 cousins, 1,000 uncles and aunts, and everybody knows everybody's business, and it's like like a whole different jungle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it must be difficult to date a Swede, since Swedish families are not that like interested in what their kids are doing.
Well, actually, I met her mom. She's really nice. She doesn't talk. At first, she didn't talk a lot. Like I didn't talk a lot as well, because like I was speaking Swedish the whole time. But when I talk Swedish, I become really less talkative and slower, and not funny
and less interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. Thankfully, my girlfriend met me before I spoke Swedish. So
So she still has an interest, huh?
yeah.
You get the chance
She's still
to-
holding on to that.
Exactly.
English thing.
She knows
Sorry.
behind all the Swedish, there's like an interesting guy.
So you say.
That's
Wow.
really true. It happens
on
to
the
me
show.
also. Like when I speak English, I have one personality. When I speak Swedish, I have another one, and in Spanish, another one.
That's just because you're a hypocrite, Camila.
I'm
Just kidding.
I'm
No, no.
using it.
It already,
Use
it
all
already
different
happened to
sides of
me. I always trying to tell people, like, I swear to God, I'm so much more funny in Spanish. Like, I know it's hard to believe, but it is true. I'm so funny. It's like people are like, yeah, sure you are.
You won't
No, but
believe
you
it.
have no idea. It's like, I'm so funny in Spanish. Yeah, I'm happy nobody here speaks Spanish, and he's like, prove it, bitch.
No,
yeah.
but I feel like when you start talking a different language, you kind of lose a part of your personality, and that can really
But you
get
kind
to
of
you.
acquire another a little bit personality, like you also said, like you can form your. Let me think about the words. You know what I mean? I mean,
Exactly.
you kind of like start talking about the topics that you feel confident about, and it's like your brain get like all this other set of ideas and thoughts, and you express yourself in ways that you might not be able to express in your own language.
Mhm.
I mean, actually, it happens to me sometimes that I feel more comfortable with certain expressions in other languages because it makes more sense or it feels more cool.
And you start saying it when you're
Like
in
in
your
Swedish,
home
like
country.
vänta. It's so fast. If you really want someone to wait,
It's not that long in Spanish either.
espera, por favor. But it's seriously, venta. You know, it's like so fast. And it's like if you are talking about like time and you really need the person to wait right now, then it's Swedish is much faster. It's like English. Stop.
Venta.
But venta even feels even like faster, like venta. You know what I mean? But continue about the letters.
Yeah, so I didn't have difficulties when it came to writing, and like a lot of like words are the same as like in English, just like different pronunciation. So, but yeah, like I started talking Swedish when I started working in a at a pizzeria here, and the like my boss was my manager was from uh, Turkey, and he was Assyrian. So I didn't speak Arabic. We didn't speak the same language, but I started like getting like catching his accent in Swedish, and which was horrible. Like, and yeah, and yeah, but I think like Swedish came really easy to me. It's just like I can't feel like I can speak Swedish at a professional base, like not when I go out with friends. Like when I'm like I speak Swedish when it's needed. Now I'm starting like to get better at it, but I'm still not there. Like to joke around in Swedish or swear in Swedish.
I
Just
think
like
you
it
said to
sounds weird.
people, like I only speak Swedish with immigrants, you know, because Swedish people speaks really good English. So you usually, or to me, that I'm an immigrant as myself, I only speak Swedish to other immigrants because like you call to the Thai food or the pizza place or, you know, and the people don't speak English. So you gotta make the order or whatever in Swedish. So I pretty much learned Swedish so I can speak with other immigrants.
That's good.
I just wanted to ask you something. Do you think people react or see you or change a little bit when they know where you come from? I mean,
you
when
look
you
very
introduce,
European, like when you
Yeah, okay, like my looks doesn't like
reflect.
reflect that I come from Syria, but like okay,
Well,
to start
maybe we
with,
should
there's
tell
no
everyone how you look
typical.
like.
Okay, I'm a blonde guy.
he's, I mean, looking like Brad Pitt. Girls, he's just to die for.
Yes.
Not.
Thank you for that.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but you don't look like with the, I don't know,
The
how is it
turban.
called? The turban and the huge mustache and the big bird.
Well, he's
So
also
there's
Christian, so that wouldn't make sense if he didn't use that.
But I mean,
But-
you know, when you imagine like Middle East people, like
Yeah.
I imagine them with their comfortable pajamas.
Like the Mexican with the sombrero.
Exactly, the Mexican with the sombrero and the mustache, you know.
Yeah.
But we
And
all
the
look like
Swedes
that.
with the
Even I
blonde
have
hair
the
and
mustache
big
and the
boobs.
sombrero right now. Like,
So,
no, but my point, like, okay, let's say you don't look at the second, like, oh, he's Syrian.
I
which
would
don't
say like
even
British
know.
or something.
I
like
don't
that.
know how Syrian people
Yeah,
really
we don't
look
have- we
like
don't
because
really
it's
have a
like
typical
so many different, exactly.
Yeah.
we don't have a typical look because we have a lot of like we can say like races who lived like
But
in
because
Syria.
of that, do you think people meet you and then you're like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Syria.
Actually,
Do
I've
they
been accused of
change?
lying. Like I was like I met some people like at a festival, Summerburst, and like everybody was like they just started talking to me, and I was like, I'm from Syria, and like yeah, stop lying, man. Like I'm not lying. They started speaking Swedish to me, which I didn't even know one word. That was like 2 years ago, and then like you're lying, man. Like no, I'm seriously, I'm not lying. And so that was one case. The other one was like at a bar, and like yeah, like okay, like I started like talking with a girl.
Talking or hitting?
Um, hitting
That's
it
a
off.
girlfriend, Alicia.
But this was long ago.
If you're listening, that was a long time ago. Yeah, like sometimes they hesitate when they hear like Syrian or stuff because yeah, I don't know why. Like I can understand why because like some people like might have some stereotypical idea, but like seriously, like just get to know us and you know like we're nothing like that. Like
But then you
like
do
we
feel
even like we
people...
like party, we drink, we don't ride camels, we don't have desert everywhere. And it's like
You do not drive in camels. My heart's broken. Nah, I know, but I mean, like, so do you notice, like, I mean, maybe there is like a moment of tension.
not everybody,
when
yeah,
you're-
not everybody, but like yeah, it happened. But I'm thinking it's like normal. Like
And do you think that's with Swedish people specifically, or with everybody? Like, if you meet a Mexican,
I don't
and you say
think,
like
like-
Syrian, and they will be like, oh, that's...
no, I don't think immigrants can be really like because there are immigrants as well. So it's not like we're both like strangers to the country. We just moved here.
Yeah.
And so we always find like something in common. And because we meet in an environment, like for me, I met most of my friends at like SFE when I learned Swedish.
So, yeah,
Everybody like
everyone's
had
from everywhere.
the same, yeah,
Mhm.
everything. Like we went through the same stuff,
Yeah.
so we could relate to stuff like
Yeah.
how is it here,
But
how to find a
Is
job. or-
people like all the time asking you questions about Syria? Like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on in Syria now? Like, talk about-
Exactly.
Like if the people were sending you report, right?
Yeah.
It's like I got tired of like talking about politics. I left Syria 2012. I lived in Egypt for a year and then like some time in Lebanon and then I moved here. So like I kept up with the news all the time, but then like I got tired of it because like especially when I moved here, I started like I want to start like a new life, like turn a new page, start a new university for the third time.
Have you ever been corrected about something about your culture? For example, to me, it's been happening that I said something like, "Oh yeah, Mexico is in North America," and Swedish people were like, "No, it's in South America," and I was like, "Oh seriously, I grew up there, and you are telling me how it is? Thank you for informing me." You know what I mean? Like people is super convinced about these stupid ideas about your country, and then they're like,
Just because you speak Spanish.
"This is the way it happens," and then you're like, "Dude." I'm from there. I think I know where I am. You know, I think I know where Mexico is. Have it ever happened to you? As a Syrian, like people is like, oh, so this is happening in Syria, and you're like, no, not really, or you know.
It happened to me not just here in Sweden because I moved around. Like people ask me about like the situation in Syria, and they start like talking about like how the government is and how the rebels are, and like I'm not gonna go deep in like politics here, but like they sometimes they talk about what they hear in the news, and not everything that you see in the news is like really happening because there's like a lot of stuff like yeah you just see it from one point of view. You don't really look at the whole situation in an objective way. And you can't really like us Syrians couldn't really see it in an objective way until we like in my case until I left Syria and I started like looking from outside. Like I started like noticing how it was back home. Like so we
How was the news in Syria? Like what were they saying in the news?
Depending on which channel do you watch, are you talking like a situation in Syria?
Yeah, exactly. Like the news about Syria, they're like.
Is it news? I mean, were you having access to the information? Because even as a Mexican, we're not in war, and I can tell you, like 99% of the news in Mexico are super
corrupt,
controlled by the government. So it's like if you want to inform yourself about something, you have to look for it, and you have to be interested in finding it, and you have to check in sources outside. I mean, maybe I'm sounding super paranoid and dramatic, but it is like this, people. It is like this. They are probably hearing us right now.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about the government, of course.
Yeah, but like our TV as well is like really influenced by the government, and it's like yeah, everybody's a terrorist. Everybody's like yeah, like all the rebels are terrorists. But at the same time, when you look at like the other side TV and stuff, you start like seeing that it's okay. They say that everybody on like there are no terrorists at all, but there are terrorists and there are rebels and there are like army soldiers. There are like three sides, not just two. Or like okay, it's not just three now. It's like a lot of sides. But yeah, like everybody just shows the good stuff and like tries to like deny the other side,
of course,
from existing.
Or maybe satanizing sides, right? Like making it sound like, oh no, this is the evil people. And
exactly, yeah. They try to rally you emotionally and then like really politically. No, it's just like it's based on religion and yeah, a lot of fucked up stuff.
Okay, now let's leave the politics.
Exactly.
And go back to how it is to live
happy
in
times.
Sweden. Yeah. So
first thing that you notice when you move to Sweden is like this is different.
Snow.
Ah, that's a good one.
You never saw it before?
I saw it when I was young. We don't really have a lot of snow, especially in Aleppo, where I come from, like a big city. With 6 million people, so it's like it's really smaller than Stockholm, a lot. Okay, I don't know. Can you say a lot smaller? Yeah. Okay. It's smaller than Stockholm.
You mean geographically?
Yeah.
Aleppo is smaller.
Aleppo is smaller. Yeah, exactly.
But it has
more
6 million.
People. Yeah.
6 million people, yeah, and we never had the problem with
all on top of each other.
Finding apartments.
Is it for real?
Yeah, we never had this problem.
Possible? That is so weird. It is true. Here we're like 5 people in total in the whole country almost, and it's like nobody gets an apartment.
It's because here everybody wants an apartment for themselves. They don't live in a group.
Yeah, exactly. Like back home you just like live with your parents until you get married.
Your grandparents and grandchildren.
So, does it come to mind any other cultural difference that you want to share with us?
Well, yeah, I just like noticed. I just remembered actually. It's a huge cultural difference. That okay, I don't know how like in Syria, like men don't know how. Well, I don't know if it's men in general, but like we don't know how to cook. I don't know how to cook. I
Nothing,
wasn't
or do
interested.
you like grill stuff? Because here men loves to grill. Like
Well, I think I can grill.
because
Like
it's
I don't.
men, and
I
also
started
Mexico, right? Men always
Men
do
are the
the
grilling,
meat.
of course,
Yeah.
sure.
exactly, but yeah, like I don't know how to handle food. Actually, like the first time I started
food.
like handling like yeah, how like to work with food was like and use a knife and stuff. Was when I started working here. I was like a total novice, like amateur, like I sucked at that, and which is like something that's really strange here because yeah, like with my girlfriend, she's like always like, okay, well, are we like going to cook something for dinner? I'm like, I don't know how to cook. It's like, are you for real? I'm like, yeah, I know, I don't know. It's like, okay, let's go. Like, I don't know. We went like to wash some clothes and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how to start a washing machine either.
Oh, that's so cute.
And like, but you want to learn. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like-
want to know. It's not like that I don't want, but I never had this chance because like
And
back
he's like,
home,
no, that's like women's job.
yeah, exactly. Because back home it is, but like it's not me. Like I couldn't control it. Like I don't know. Like because like
You couldn't control it. You couldn't go to the washing machine and put your clothes there.
I don't
No,
know.
but
Like
she
I
means,
never
like,
felt
you were
the
living
need
with
to
your
do
parents,
it.
I guess,
Yeah,
and then your mom was doing it for you.
exactly.
I know what
Yeah.
you
To be
mean, but
honest-
if you really wanted to learn, it wouldn't have been impossible.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, yeah. If somebody's
I'm a
doing it
woman.
anyway, like.
I know you're welcome.
I'm a woman, and it was the same for me. Like when I was back in Mexico, I
Your
would
mom did
only do the laundry when I was like being punished. It was like a punishment, like Alicia, you've been misbehaving, so you will do the laundry for a week, and then I will do it like once or something.
Yeah.
And then my mom will be like, "Oh, you do it horribly." It's punishment for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I have to learn everything from scratch when I moved to Sweden, like also to cook. And I mean, I knew how to cook maybe like a quesadilla or something, but I can relate a little bit in that way. And it's because the moms, I think, in like conservative countries, they are very like, we will do everything for you, so you will grow up to be a useless person. And
Exactly.
then,
So
like,
you will be dependent on me all your life.
all your life, and then we'll kick you out, and then you will be totally useless and like helpless outside in the world. And it's like, okay, thank you, mommy. I love you too. Thankfully, my mom does not speak English, so she won't learn by now. I'm roasting her like this. Okay.
Well, actually, this is how guys are because like we're like really well. I don't know. Like it's at least in my like my friends and everybody like who I knew like they were like me. Nobody knew how to cook unless they were like really interested in cooking like itself, not because they want to eat, because they
Because
were
you
like to
have
cook.
male chefs in Syria, right?
Yeah, we have that. It's like men know how to. It's not that we don't know. It's like if you don't have the interest in cooking, it's usually like a woman's job, which is really like sexist now. But yeah, I don't like it.
But you know what? I mean, I don't know if Syrians, but I've been noticing that Middle East guys do a lot of jobs that in Mexico are like female jobs, like for example, hairdressers.
Yeah,
That
right.
is super weird because in Mexico there's like, I don't know, gays and females. That's it.
Mhm.
And gays are better. but in Syria, well, I've been going, I mean, here in Sweden, there's a lot of like, I don't know,
Barbershops or
yeah, and there are
places.
men there, and they are heterosexual as far as I can look. Like, I mean, they look heterosexual. They might not be. I don't know. This is going like so politically incorrect.
I think we're
My
gonna
point-
get sued for
Yeah,
that.
I know. I'm sorry to all homosexuals and male straight hairdressers out there. I have nothing against anybody, but my point is, in Mexico, the stereotype is that if you are a male and you cut hair, then you are probably most likely for sure gay.
Most likely for sure.
Yeah, and either you know it or not, you are. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, like the people I know that are like hairdressers, male hairdressers for women, they were like, oh, for me, like they were like really like with the ladies all the time, and like they were
That's so weird. That's so
yeah,
weird
like
to me.
they
but
they
that's-
hit off with like ladies a lot, like faster than other guys.
Oh.
That's like the people I know at least. Like they
That's
really
so-
like,
that
and they
is,
get, and it's
So
like
it's
a
kind
way.
of
It's like
sexy
a
to
way.
be a hairdresser.
It's
in
not
Syria.
it's not sexy, but it's
Oh,
it's a
you're
chance to
hairdresser.
meet like beautiful women and stuff like there,
Mhm.
because like otherwise you need to meet them like I don't know, Facebook or like classmates or something.
Maybe
That's
I'm
smart.
too stuck in my, I don't know,
Mexican
Mexican
box.
mentality, and for me it would be like serious sexy if a man is like a male dresser.
A male dresser.
Hairdresser.
Hairdresser, yeah. So if you wear clothes at all. No, but I mean, yeah, it's super weird because, like you said, you are very, I mean, not you particularly, but your culture is very like female male roles,
Mm.
like very strong female male roles. But then you have other roles that are like more flexible than in other cultures. So that's like interesting and funny to me.
Yeah, and like, okay, we don't have female hairdressers for guys. Like, if I want to like cut my hair, we don't have female hairdressers.
But do you think that have to do with the fact that
Actually, I've
females
never
and
met one. I don't know
males-
if we don't have, but what?
Do you think that it have to do with the fact that the culture is more like jealous?
Yeah,
So
like-
if I'm a woman, maybe my man will not want me to touch other male hair.
Yeah,
Because
it
maybe
can
it's
be.
like sensual to be like shampooing. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, and I think it might be like that because we don't even have like female like taxi drivers or female like bus drivers. We don't have that because you need to like interact with all kinds of people, which is like some
Something
men
you don't
don't
want women to do.
Yeah. Some me that I don't want to do, but yeah.
No, but yeah. I mean, I'm talking about. I put myself in the male position, and I don't want my woman interacting
Yeah,
with
out there.
others.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and how is this working out in your relationship? Growing
Well,
up
here-
with these roles, like the Syrian way.
Well, actually, like I was really like my friends were always like making fun of me because I didn't have this mentality.
Mhm.
Like,
But then you realize that you actually did a bit since you.
well, yeah, okay. When I moved here, I'm like, whoa, like, okay, I'm not like really like Western mentality. I'm
as
like
you
lost
thought
in
you
the
were,
middle.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm like lost in the middle. It's not like something that I like
What shocked
disagree
you
with.
the most? Here.
Struck me the most.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, like, I don't know, like if we're talking about like sex and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like at least I would wait. I would wait like until like my parents aren't home or something like, or like that's how I would think about it.
What
But
do
like
you, what do you mean?
like if
Like-
I want to have sex and like I have a girl over, like I would wait until like my parents leave, like out of the house or
I would
something.
never have sex like in my parents. I have never had sex in my parents'
Yeah, but
house.
like
Yeah.
it's not like
That's
that
how
here.
far I
Not
will
even
go.
now when you're married and you go to Mexico together.
It's too awkward. I mean, it's just like your parents live there. But
They
there's
are having
like-
sex there, so why can't you? They don't care about you being there.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a double standard kind of thing, I guess. Because parents are very hypocritical that way. Now that you mentioned they are having sex. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I mean, they're married after all.
I didn't notice this like in Swedish society as like it wasn't a problem like to have like to be
Or
open
maybe-
about sex at least. It's
Well,
not
I
like
don't think that it's very common that like you're.
It's not like
very
you wait for
loud
your
with
parent- no,
when
absolutely,
your
there's,
parents in the next room.
no, there's respect and there's like being open about sex, being open about sex. Like I don't talk about with my parents about sex. Like I try to avoid it at all. Like
Me too.
I don't even bring
though
it up.
I'm Swedish, it's
yeah,
just
but it
awkward.
comes up. But it comes up. Like it's not like something that's weird. Like here, like for me, like I wouldn't like
It's
want
not
my
such a
girlfriend like to
big-
go around like in underpants, like
Maybe
in front of my
what he
parents.
means is
But,
like,
like-
it's not
but,
like,
like,
such a
back
big
home, like-
taboo, you know?
You wouldn't want your girlfriend to walk around
like in our underwear, like in my place, if my parents were there.
I wouldn't want my.
Yeah, I know. No. But I mean, like like to be comfortable. Like some people don't sleep in pajamas. Like it's not everybody sleeps. in
Actually,
pajamas.
we're kind of open in that way because I remember when I was a kid and I was in friends' houses and I slept over and stuff that you saw like lots of dad
Swedes-
penises. Like they
That
were,
penises?
yeah, like they were walking to the shower like all naked. My dad always did it. Like,
I actually
when
saw your
grew up.
father once in
Yeah, we never do
underwear.
that.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, I mean, I thought we shared like a special moment, and
No,
now I
no,
feel
no.
like, why
He
did
does
he
that
show
with
me the
everyone.
penis? I was like, he was showing his penis to everybody, and he just showed me his underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
No, in that way, yeah, and also the moms walking around in underwears or without bra or whatever. Very.
Why?
Yeah, this doesn't happen back home. Like yeah, in Syria, like yeah, and like I don't want like somebody walking in on me, and I don't go like naked, like I don't go like I don't know my penis hanging and just like in front of my dad, like yeah, I'm just going to take a shower. No, I wouldn't like
I wouldn't do that either. I don't want to go around naked in front of my parents anymore. But when I was
Anymore?
younger,
Why do you ever want to?
when I was younger, when I was growing up, I didn't care.
You
if
mean
my
like
parents
2 or 3 years old or what? How old were you?
until you're 10, maybe.
And you wanted like why? I mean, explain me that logic.
No, why
Yeah,
would
okay,
I care?
I've been
It's my
naked in front
parents.
of my parents, but I don't
I
want
know.
them to be naked in front of me.
I don't want anybody to
Never.
be naked ever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay,
In
10 years
Alicia's
old,
world.
like, I would get it. I would get her point. Like, when you were, like, 10 year old, like, 10 years
But
old,
why
like, you're
would
really
you be
young.
naked outside your room?
If you were walking to the shower, if you were changing after being in the pool or whatever, like, I don't think I would care before hitting puberty. After that, you became more, like, reserved.
I don't know. I don't super relate. I think as a Mexican, even when you're a kid, you are like very
Yeah.
prude about nakedness.
But
I think you're naked the least possible. You're like on your towel and then you immediately put your clothes on, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, you try to be naked as least as.
But here,
I mean,
it's
if-
also very, like, common to go naked swimming, skin dipping.
Yeah.
Like, and I have done that with friends' parents. Like,
Yeah, that's something that we would never do.
No,
Like,
me
never.
neither. I wouldn't enjoy that.
Like, it's not like I wouldn't want to do it, but it's, like, never gonna happen. Like, yeah, just forget it. Like,
it's
like,
not
back
a
home,
sexual
never.
thing, you know?
I
It's
know,
just
I know,
like-
but yeah, but that's where cultural difference comes. Because, like, not always being naked is sexual, but back home it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's not necessarily sexual, like, but it is just like awkward. I guess I'm just not used to it. I don't mind people being comfortable with being naked, and I think it's totally beautiful. Human body is a beautiful thing and everything. And I don't wanna transmit this kind of conservative thoughts to my child
Mhm.
because I don't think it's super healthy to be that afraid or like
Yeah.
self-conscious about being naked.
Mhm.
But still, it's too late for me. Like I'm in the dark side of the conservative spectrum, you know. It's like, save yourself. It's like too
My
late for me.
my weirdest moment was in the gym. Like after the gym, like everybody hits the shower and like I need to change and like everybody's like butt naked.
I know.
All the guys, I'm like,
Changed
and
my
they're
life.
like getting like showering and stuff. I'm like looking for a shower with the door. No,
The
no
showers,
doors on the
no,
showers.
They don't have any doors.
Nothing.
I
Like
know.
if you drop the soap, you're fucked. Like
Literally.
Literally.
yeah, and like everybody just like walks around like it's normal. For me, it's not. It's not normal. Like I don't want to. Like yeah, like that's a lot of dicks. Like
Too many things for you to handle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable being naked in front of other people either. And it did happen to me as well in the gyms here in Sweden, or when you have a job. I was a waitress, so
Mhm.
you will have to change clothes in the, changing room. And people, because I think Swedish people is way too comfortable being naked. And I will give an example. It's like, okay, I was going there and I have to come with the fear of being naked in front of others, and I will like change clothes in front of everybody in the changing room, of course.
Mhm.
Only females, obviously.
Uh,
And
In
I
a
will change clothes
restaurant,
and
why?
everything.
Why didn't you just have those clothes on when you arrived?
Because it was a horrible uniform, and like maybe you come from somewhere else or whatever. Anyway, you will change clothes there. And when you change the clothes, I will like remove my pants and I put the uniform pants. I will remove my shirt and put the uniform shirt. But Swedish girls, they will go like, oh, I will remove everything, and then I start ironing the uniform. And it's like,
While I'm
dude,
naked.
why do you have to iron it when you're naked? Why didn't you do it when you were having the clothes? Do you know what I mean? It's like they take the comfortness with the nakedness like a little bit too far for me. It's like, for me, I was like,
It's
it
called
takes
passa på in Swedish.
Passa på.
Passa på vara naken.
Hmm.
When there's a chance to be naked, do it.
That's just like, that's just so weird to me. Because for me, it's like, okay, I understand we have to change clothes here, but do you have to try to be naked as long as possible instead of the opposite? It's just
Feeling free.
It's too Swedish.
So, while we're talking about jobs, like, how has
I
Has
thought you
it
were going to
been-
be like, well, we're talking about being naked.
yeah, since you're working as a stripper now. you
Yeah.
must be- no,
The-
but
I've never found one strip club here. I don't know why.
There is.
Of course there is.
Never
but
saw
is
any.
it common in Syria?
Well, yeah, it is like
And who are those girls? who
The
work there?
bad girls.
Are they from a different country or?
a different countries. Yeah, I don't want to name countries here because I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Since you're so like
Write it down and we can. Me and Camila can. No, I'm just kidding.
conservative.
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I was gonna ask, like, how is working in Sweden? What's the difference? From
For me, like
working in Syria? Or maybe you
working.
didn't
No,
work
I
in
never
Syria.
worked in Syria actually because
Like, you know how it is, kind of. Right?
yeah, I know it's really hard. Like okay, the pay wage here is like way higher than Syria. Like if you get paid like from working in Syria, like part time, like 5 times a day, like part time job, you would never be able to afford to like rent a place, rent an apartment or something. But here, like okay, you don't afford it alone, but you can like like you can get a
Survive.
roommate,
Yeah.
you can survive exactly. I worked in 2 places. Now I'm like unemployed because I need to focus on my studies. Well, my first job was like, as I said, was like with an. My boss was a Syrian, and he was like really loose with timing, and like I can come late, it's okay. And sometimes I leave late as well, depending on how much work we have. So it's not like I start 5 and I finish at 9. No, it's like I can start like
5:30.
5:30 or something, and then like finish at 9:30 or 10 even, depending on how much work we have. But then like I started working with Swedes. I was like, okay, if I in my first job I could just like call my boss and tell him like, I can't make it today, like maybe an hour before because like I'm feeling sick. But no, when I started working with Swedes, like I can't call like an hour before. I need to call a day or 2 days before I get sick, and like I'm feeling like I'm gonna get sick, so I might not make it in these 2 days.
And that's when it's dangerous because then you cannot call like, oh, I will be sick in a month this Friday, Friday 23 with me. That would be amazing. So you gotta be careful, you know, like so if you're getting sick, to get sick in the correct timing.
But working with Swedes also has like its advantages because like if I'm working from, let's say from like 6 to 11 at night, I would be like I can start at 6
You're sure.
and finish at 11.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I meant like that.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
more
sure
when
that I'm
you're-
finished like at 11.
Yeah, if
I
you're
know
gonna
that.
see someone, it's not like
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah, I don't need to stay. He can't like
Force you.
They don't force me to stay. Like my first boss didn't force me. It was like more like a cultural thing. Like yeah, you can stay another hour or something. Yeah, it wasn't like yeah.
And you still got paid for that hour.
No.
No?
I didn't.
But I feel the same way a little bit. Like when I just moved to Sweden, my first job was with Latin people, not Mexicans, but they were maybe like you. I would not mention the countries, but let's say they were Latin people from not Mexico, and I will say that
Was it a restaurant? Was it?
it was a sending money company. I will not say the name of the sending money company, but I was working with Latin people, and it was horrible. I
Yeah?
would say it was really horrible. I would say that it was even worse than being in Mexico.
In what way?
It was just the way they treat you, and it really felt like they want to explode in me. Then when I mentioned it later in life with other Latins, they were like, oh, if you're Latin, you never work with Latins because they will always explode you, and they will try to,
Take
make you
advantage of
work,
you.
take advantage of you, like try to make you work as much as possible and pay you as less as possible and so on. And I think Swedish people is much more respectful about work and better towards their employees. But anyway, I have a theory, and it's like, of course, your boss, it doesn't matter where he is from, he will try to make you work as much as possible for as least money as possible, and you, as an employee, will try to work as least as possible for as much money as possible.
Exactly.
And that's why you were always hiding at work.
Yeah, when I was
I remember
a
I was
waitress,
calling Alicia sometime, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I'm at work." And I was like,
I'm in the
"How
toilet."
can you talk to me when you're at work?" And she was like, "No, I'm down in the freezer room hiding."
I was working in a restaurant. I will explain myself. I was working in a restaurant, and if you are hearing me and you ever been working in a restaurant, you know it's like high tempo, high stress kind of jobs, and you are like not a second of the time that you are out there working. You are running the whole time and carrying heavy things the whole time, and then it doesn't matter if the employers are Swedish or not. Because I've been working in restaurants actually in Mexico, in the States, and in Sweden, and I can tell you it doesn't matter the country and it doesn't matter the nationality of your boss. Everybody's trying to explode you when you work in a restaurant. That's just the way it is. So you will work like, I don't know, 5 hours, and they will give you like a 5 minutes break, supposedly. So I will try to be like, oh, I have to go to the toilet, because it's against human rights to prohibit an employee to not go to the toilet. And then, of course, I will have to take the elevator, and I will go there and take my time, and I will walk as slow as physically possible it is to get to the toilet, and I will be like, la la la, like take a second, because it's really high tempo, high pressure, and you are, as well, when you're working in restaurants, it doesn't matter the country.
I used to hide in the toilet as well.
Yeah,
so
I think
I can relate to that.
Exactly, every employer that has been working in restaurant business can understand this feeling. It's like, if the work is not finished, they will always give you a schedule, and they will be like, oh, you will work from 5 to 10, for example. But everybody knows that you will go out at 1 in the morning, because the job is never done
Finished,
at 10, and they will never let you go at 10. And if you are like, okay, my shift is over, everybody else will be like, oh, you're an asshole if you're leaving us now, like, because you're leaving us in the deep shit, and then everybody will get home later. So it will be like this whole guilt tripping you into staying until fucking 1 or 2 in the morning, even though, and the person that do the schedules perfectly know that this is going to happen. Why they don't fucking prepare you emotionally and be like, okay, you will be from 5 to 10, or instead of 5 to 10, you will be from 5 to 1 in the morning, and we pretend. No, I don't. You didn't get extra hours. I think you get just like regular hours.
Yeah, you didn't get like ube.
I mean, you get pay after certain time in the day.
Yeah.
You get paid differently.
Yeah.
But it is not like extra hours from your shift. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they have to pay you for those hours.
You have,
that you're working.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's a regular hours. Like it's like a regular ube. It's not like.
But
it should.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you already been working, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. So whatever those 2 hours extra, they are paying you like normal. Which I feel, it feels unfair after you've been standing up for I don't know how many hours carrying heavy shit.
So that's when you go into hiding.
There you go, and hide. And do I feel guilty about it? No, I do not. Will I do it again? Yes, I will. And I probably should. I mean, after this podcast, I will probably never get a job again in the restaurant industry, because they will be like, no, that woman hides in the toilet. I want you to know
what
that
you do in the interview, like looking for hiding spaces.
Like, can I check your toilets? Are they comfortable? No, but it's a heavy job, and of course they're trying to make
Wi-Fi reach into the toilet.
Yeah, of course you're never allowed to have the phone. So when you go to the toilet, then you sneak the phone. It's like
exactly, that's what I did as well.
Obviously, yeah.
I think your next boss is gonna be like, act like my grandma, and like just start like put his ear on the door, toilet door, like, something happening.
But it is the reality of the restaurant industry, I think. And like I said, it's not like a Swedish thing or like a Mexican or American. It's like all over the world. Working in restaurant is high stress, high tempo kind of works, and people will, giving someone 5 minutes break, that's ridiculous, you know? People will, if that's the situation, people will try to find the ways to go early home. I remember that there was times that it would be like 1 in the morning, and I would be like, I'm going, because I'm 2 hours after my shift. And then people will look at me like, there's still job to do, like if you leave us, you're leaving us in deep shit, and I will be like, yeah. So I was not very popular with my co-workers, but yeah, that's the restaurant.
Is it hard to find jobs here, you think, or you found?
Well, I think like for me, I was really lucky. Like I found jobs like really fast. Like I started SFE, Swedish for immigrants. I started SFE, and then like 2 months later, I found my first job. Worked for 6 months, and then like quit my job. or not quit my job. It's like my contract was done. So
you
yeah.
were invited to quit.
And then like a few months after, I started like working in another restaurant, and yeah, I worked like totally. I lived here. I've lived here for like 2 years and a half, and I've worked like a year and a half total. So I think it was like easy for me to find jobs here.
Because many people struggles with that.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, like I can relate to that because like I have a brother who can't find job. By the way, my brother is looking for a job, so give me a call, like, or something.
Is he
He
any
does
good?
never hide in the toilet.
He doesn't do that, no.
That's things that people should put in their CVs. Like, I never hide in the toilet at work. It's like, I never pee or poo. But yeah.
I have
But I know a lot
diapers.
of people that says like, I mean, yeah, I try to go to the toilet at work because it's like they're paying me for,
Yeah,
going.
yeah. I had a friend who used to spend half an hour a day at least.
Well,
in
that's
the
too
toilet.
much. That's too
Yeah.
much. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, and he was also like, if he got sick one day, we have Karen stuff, which means that you don't get paid that day, right?
But the second day
But the second day
you get
paid
paid like 80%.
So if he got sick on
you
a
always have to
Tuesday,
get sick
he
twice.
was sick
Yeah.
all the rest of the week because he was like, well, if I'm gonna lose one day, I'm gonna win it with
Well,
being
for
freedom.
me, I wouldn't go as far, but I think like since they have this system in Sweden, in Mexico it doesn't work like this. Like, if you're sick, you have to bring shitloads of proofs
yeah, to go
from
to the
shitloads
doctor
of
and get
different
the-
people.
It's like that here also
it's
after
even
2
more
weeks. I think.
tiring. It's even more tiring to get sick and try to prove that you were sick, so
Than
for
to just
them
go to
for them
work.
to pay you like the 20% or whatever, like, so you whatever. But in Sweden, since they have this, like, you get sick, the second day is like 80%, I always feel
Yeah.
like you should at least be sick for 2 days.
Yeah,
It
it's not
makes
worth
no
nothing.
sense. Exactly, it makes no sense to get sick one day and then go the next day to work. Like,
No.
so I don't think I'm not getting any jobs of this podcast.
Let's hope this podcast
This podcast really picks up because I'm not sounding very professional right now. No, but I have changed now. I never pee or poo, and I never get sick.
Never get sick.
But if I do, I get sick for 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was really curious to hear if there is something that you miss about Syria, especially because you moved young and started living in other countries. So
Yeah, it must be difficult.
there must be
to,
something that
like,
you
leave
will
your
only
friends and-
find in Syria,
Something that I can only find in Syria.
and that you miss.
It's something that you don't know how important it was until you leave Syria, which is like you really have nothing to do until you're married. You just like go out with friends, study, go out with friends, study, and go out with friends. That's what you do. Like, and well, actually, that's how I lived. So I can't say like everybody was like living in the same situation that I did, but like me, my friends and stuff. Yeah, like if I want something, like okay, it was always like I'm gonna go out. I would go ask my parents for money, and it was like something that, yeah, like it's decided. Like yeah, it's something really normal, which is not normal here. Which I understand why we were like really spoiled back home.
That is kind of, you know what? When you were mentioning it about you're living more or less comfortable until you decide to get married, I was thinking that maybe in countries like Syria and Mexico, that the guys don't learn how to cook. That's why there's still marriage, because after they want to
They
leave
leave
their
their
parents, they
parents.
need someone to cook for them.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
so-
not joking. Like a lot of people are like that. Like yeah, because like they leave their like mommy and daddy, and then like they go to wifey. It's like
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the new mommy.
And yeah.
Yeah, because Swedish girls won't do shit for you. So it's like you don't
Well,
You're
they will
in
do
a
it, but
hurry.
You will have to work
really
to help.
have to like
Work your
shut-
ass
to be grateful, very grateful.
you have to be generous.
And you
I
have to
see.
make it up in other places as well.
No, but my point is, yeah, I think
Like somebody do the dishes and the other to like cook the food.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, like
and
me
then, like, just
and my
feel like-
boyfriend, we have this thing that he's gonna do the dishes and I'm gonna do the laundry. I think I've done the dishes 90% of the time anyway.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like, I don't think he realized that I am. Well, sometimes maybe, but he just thinks that it's very little dishes. Like, I'm doing the dishes. Because they're not here, right? And I did do one 2 days ago, so.
No, but that's also, I think it doesn't matter where he's from. Like, that's also like male mentality. If a man do something
Okay, let's
once,
discriminate the men also.
yes, I will go like all men all over the world. If a man do something once, he will be like, I always do this. And I'm like, wow, you pick it up the plates like once. I do it all the time. All the time.
Don't you remember?
Don't you remember that one time? Right? Because I remember.
I even washed the plate first before I put it in the dishwasher.
Exactly.
I remember.
I talk like when I say always, like I said a couple of times, like that's how I lived, or that's how I was, or that's how like my friends were, because like in Syria, like you can live in a neighborhood which is like all the girls like wearing like shorts, miniskirts, and like wear whatever the fuck they want.
And you were like, I want to move to that neighborhood.
No, I was living in that neighborhood.
Woo, lucky guy.
And then like 15 minutes after, like in a car, you'd go like to another neighborhood, just like everybody's covered, like super covered, like you can't see the eyes and stuff.
The eyes and everything. Okay.
Yeah, like yeah, it's like really different because like you find like these type of people are living in their own neighborhood, and like it's really like everybody has their own society,
Segregated.
little societies. Yeah, like nobody goes to these. But okay, like when like I can go to these places if I need like to buy some stuff that I can find only there.
But you, as a Christian, did you have Muslim friends?
Yeah, I had not a lot. I didn't have like friends with like girlfriends with like
benefits.
with like the cover on their head. Like I didn't have girlfriends with like I met them when I was in university because as I said, I was like living in a society where that wasn't really common. We had like had Muslim friends, but they weren't religious in that sense.
Right.
Yeah, and that's something that, and I was in a private school back home, so it's not like private Catholic school as well. So it was horrible.
But was it like? I mean, do you think your parents would it be against a relationship between you and a Muslim woman?
Yeah,
or like it was,
they were,
Romeo and Juliet. That would be kind of sexy, like
Romeo and Juliet.
kind of like
Yeah,
Middle East.
like they would be like really against. Yeah,
No, Aladdin actually.
It would be like Aladdin meets Romeo and Juliet. You know, kind of cool.
he's gonna meet Romeo and Juliet. Aladdin is doing a lot.
Well, this is going like a total different direction. That for sure Aladdin's parents wouldn't allow. You choose either Romeo or Juliet. And they better be Muslims.
Jasmine or Juliet, not Romeo or Juliet.
No,
that
that's
would
my
be very.
Oh my god. Or the fourth of them.
Oh my god!
This is
No,
just-
don't even go there.
That's going, yeah. And do you think, I mean, do you ever dated secretly? This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Do you ever dated like a Muslim girl? Like in secret?
No,
nobody
no.
will tell your parents.
No, no.
And I'm like, ding, ding, ding.
It's not that I didn't have like Muslim friends, but I was like in my own way. I was like really away from religion. So like Christian religious people or like Muslims, like both people, like anyone who's religious, I would stay away from. And like it's an accident. It's like it's not like I meant it to be that way, but like all of my unreligious friends were like Christian from the beginning, and most of my Muslim friends were like religious. I had Muslim friends, but I didn't go that far with them, like into like dating
also
and stuff,
maybe-
because there's like cultural differences.
Of
It's
course.
like I can be friends with them, but I don't think it's gonna work out like
As a
like
relationship.
under one roof or something. It's not that I don't like them or respect them, but it's like we have different beliefs. Like it's really extreme.
I also
like the
think I also
differences.
feel like maybe it's not that. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's not that I wouldn't date someone that is Muslim, but it's more like someone that is Muslim wouldn't date me. You know what I mean? Because of the way they believe and they think and everything. Even if I could pass through their beliefs, maybe for them it's like I'm Satan or whatever. No, you know what I mean?
You're
Like-
for us also.
Yeah. Mila.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I think it's easier for a non-religious person to be open-minded about religious people. But if the person is very religious, then it's very hard for them to accept you as a non-religious, because I think they're always trying to like convince you of
Their
you
religion,
know,
exactly.
or like-
I've had like
or-
friends, Protestant friends, Christians, and they were like all the time trying to convince me to come back to Christianity. I'm like, no way, dude, I'm not.
I left.
And,
I'm
and
out of
stop
there.
and stop that. Like, I don't like it when like
I
people
had a
start to
friend, he
convince
was
me.
a Christian. I mean, in Mexico, Christians, we mean like,
They're
you
more
know,
strict, right?
There is Catholics and there is Christians.
Protestant.
That with Christian I mean like Protestants.
Ah.
So most of people in Mexico is like Catholic, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Catholic.
super strict Catholic or anything like that.
Mm.
And then there is the Christians that are the Protestants. And
You don't
in
have
Mexico,
Orthodox, do you?
no, we don't. I mean, there's probably
Yeah, but
maybe
it's
one,
not a big.
but it's not a big thing. Maybe there is like the Protestants that we call them Christians. And then these people is like usually super intense and super like, you know, very much into religion. And I had a friend and he was like a Protestant and he was like, in my church they make us choose someone to pray, you know, for, and I choose you. And I was like, no. He was like, yes, every Sunday when I go to church I pray for you. And I was like,
Because you're the devil.
and I was like, oh my god, but it feels almost like religious raping you. Someone is like praying for you without your consent. And I was like, and he was always trying to push the Protestant agenda or whatever. Like he was a really nice guy, and we had a lot of fun. And he was, I mean, in most senses, he was really good friend of mine. But then here and there, he will, you know,
Try to stick it to you.
yeah, try to be like, I'm still praying for you. And
What
like,
would Jesus do?
exactly. I was like, oh my god, that's so awkward. But yeah, it was funny. I mean,
Actually, like, yeah, in Syria we have like Christians are
I'm
like
not the devil, by the way.
Catholic, Orthodox, and we have like a little fraction of Protestants. It's not like it's not huge in Syria, but we have them, and they have like church and stuff, and they have like their own church. So it's not, yeah, we have like all kinds of religion back home. Actually, like it's really confusing.
it was very weird. You as a Swedish person can confirm or deny this, but apparently,
So much pressure on me as a Swede.
Yeah, I know,
anything.
but you are the only one here that can, you know.
Okay, I will try to do my best. I'm not very.
Prepare yourself
Swedish.
for the next question.
I'm not that Swedish.
You're Swedish. I'm
you
not
are
Swedish.
the most Swedish here, so
Okay, I'll do my
yeah,
best.
prepare yourself for the question. No, but when I was in Mexico and I met this Swedish guy and we started dating, blah 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 blah, he told me like actually for Swedish people, Catholics were very radical. You know?
Yeah.
And it was very funny to me because in Mexico most of people is
Christian,
Catholic and
right.
it's like Catholics are like super whatever, very relaxed, very chill about it. But the Christians, you know, Protestant Christians are the ones that are really intense. And apparently for some reason the perspective it was
here.
the opposite here.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
know.
It is the
weird.
opposite.
Because when
here.
I came there, everybody was asking me like, "So, what religion are you?" And I'm like, "I'm a Christian." But well, I'm an atheist, but I'm from a Christian country, a Protestant country. And they were like, "Oh, that's very like
Intense.
Like you go to church a lot, and you're very like strict with your rules and stuff." And I was like,
It's because the Protestant people in Mexico, they even have like, I mean, you cannot date outside the beliefs and shit like that, like very intense stuff like that. They will pray for
here
you.
it's like, I think here in Sweden they will do anything for you to join. They will be like, okay, we don't have to mention God when you get married. Just get married in church. Like,
But also, it was very weird to me because
just don't
people
leave
in
church.
Sweden is not very religious, as in general, or my opinion of Swedish people is that they're not very religious, but they anyway pay taxes for the church. And
Yeah, but
everybody
you
is like
also have to-
automatically in the church.
Yeah, but you can leave the church if you want to.
But
But
that is super weird to me.
actually, I think it's a good thing because the church actually does a lot for like homeless people. And,
Really?
Yeah, and they
Okay.
donate money to different causes. So without even doing anything, you're giving to society. Like, with just
But
not
it's a little
leaving the
bit
church.
tainted that is through the church, in a way.
It is, but it's for a good cause, and it doesn't bother me in any way. So
I
don't mind.
think I mean, you guys as Swedish people, I've been talking about this before, and everybody's like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's like,
it's not
it's
a lot
just
of
the
money.
way it is. But in Mexico, even though we're Catholics, most of it, I mean, I consider myself agnostic, actually. But anyway, most people is Catholic, and I was raised, you know, Catholic. But there is like this very strict, no church, no state.
Mm-hmm.
It's like state and church
Yeah,
are like
they combine.
totally separated, and it was like a huge deal in Mexico, and it's
But
like
in the
such a
same
big.
time, it's not, because you have lots of Catholic schools.
Yes, but Catholic schools are not the state schools. The
Yeah.
state schools are totally un-Catholic.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you
here we don't have like schools that are for different religions, because schools and religion should be separated.
That's my point. But that's very weird because at the same time you have a lot of connection state church. Like you pay taxes and that goes to the church, for example.
Mm.
Or if you get married in the church, it's automatically valid by the state and the other way around.
Mm.
And that's not the way in Mexico. I mean, the church is the church and the state is the state.
But the church here would never survive if they didn't have the state.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no one donating money to the church. Like, I guess in Mexico, people are giving the collect every weekend.
I
Like,
mean,
you
if
give
they go
money
on
when
Sunday,
you go to church.
yeah, if you go on Sunday.
I don't think that happens a lot here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we are gonna finish up with something we have been doing every time of the podcast, and it is that you will teach us 3 bad words in your language.
Bad words.
Insulting.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Terrible words.
Whore, sharmuta.
Sharmuta.
Yeah, whore, slut.
Sharmuta.
Yeah.
Sharmuta, Alicia.
Oh, sharmuta yourself.
Sounds lovely.
We say كسمك.
Kisamak.
Your mom's pussy.
Oh.
What? Who's pussy?
Your mom's
Whose
pussy.
My mom's. I'm not talking about my mom.
Yeah, but it's like we
How
say
do you
it كسمك, which means your mom's pussy, but like the meaning is I'm gonna fuck
It's
your mom.
impossible to see.
Oh my god. Now that's in
No,
every
you're
language.
not.
Everybody is like a motherfucker.
Exactly.
Kasma.
كسمك.
Kasmak.
But then if you think about it, if they were not motherfuckers, they wouldn't be kids.
Nah.
So Kisamak.
Yeah, it's actually a lovely word
Yes.
for humanity.
And what was the other one?
Sharmuta.
Sharmuta.
Sharmuta. And also you have erifik.
Erifik. Oh,
What
that,
is
she
erifik?
knows a lot.
I know some.
Erifik, my dick is in you. Like, yeah.
How do you
That's the
learn
literal
that?
translation.
I don't know. I know all these lines. It's words. They're terrible. And also I know nikini.
Now you're showing
okay,
up.
Okay, now you're dirty talking with your boyfriend. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I want to know.
Because-
What does it mean? What does it
Fuck
mean?
me, that's what she said.
What? How do
That's
you-
what she said.
but that was literally what she said. Like,
No,
Yeah.
but how was it?
Nikini. I always think of it
It's just like bikini.
Yeah, I know.
Nikini. Oh.
Nikini.
Nikini means fuck me. Yeah.
Very useful.
Actually, who says that? Does he say that? Or who,
No,
or you say
actually, it was on the cruise we went on. Some of your friends taught me that, I think.
That? I don't know.
Or maybe it was you, but you were very
Was it
drunk
me?
and you can't remember.
Was it? I don't know.
No,
Ah,
you can say like Nikini Shukran.
Fuck me, thank you.
Wow.
No, it's
I'm
like
learning
if
so
you're
much.
gonna say it to a guy, if you're gonna say
Nikini Shukran.
no, wait. If you're gonna say it to a guy, you say nikni. Shukran.
Nikni.
Ah,
Ah,
and that means fuck me, thank you.
okay.
Uh-huh.
How do you say please? If you want to say fuck me, please.
Say please. No,
Say it in English.
I don't know. Like I said, okay, Isa betreed.
Trid.
Isa betreed.
Nikini as a treat.
Nikini.
No, but
Go and tell your husband.
it means like if you want
He won't
to.
get it.
It means like fuck me if you want to.
I
We-
know,
we
but
don't
I
have
don't want
please.
I
to
don't
give.
want to give him a choice. either.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we don't have the word please.
How do you
We
say
don't
like,
have it. Like
please bring me sugar?
Isa betreed. Yeah.
Please bring me
Is that three? Yeah.
Erifik.
Like we say it if you want to. Can you get me a glass of water? But it's like it's in a polite way to say it.
So weird that the whole language
I
doesn't have the
know.
word please.
Yeah, we don't have it. No.
You're so
That
rude.
is so
Actually, I don't know. Maybe now I'm gonna get criticized, and there is a word that I don't use it.
Please send us your comments if you speak Arabic. Send us your comments about this because I actually know that. No,
we
I
have to
don't
get
know.
an email address.
But I
for
suspect
this.
I suspect that there is different Arabic
Exactly.
from
I
You
want to
know.
talk about, yeah.
Okay,
So-
the email is going to be newlyswedes at gmail.com. Please send us.
If you know how to say please,
Yeah.
please send
In
us.
Arabic.
In
or
Arabic.
any other swearing words in Arabic that
Yes.
we're missing out on. Is there anything else that we should?
I mean,
other swearing words?
They're very important that you missed out. It was just supposed to be three, but now
I think Sharmuta would
Sharmuta.
like, you
Sharmuta
can
is
always
good.
add ibn, which is
and
like son of
do
a
you
bitch.
use
It's like ibn is Sharmuta.
You say sharmuta to female and male equally? I mean,
Well,
if I'm
you can
insulting-
say to a man, you can call him Arsa.
Arsa.
Ah.
That's cool because my husband is Arseni. Arsa. Interesting. But you know what? It's funny because there is so many languages that always in one language, a word that for you is normal, it will be an insult or something bad or whatever.
Mhm.
Like there is this also Russian name that is Sergey.
Sergey.
Sergey. In
Uh-huh.
Spanish is like literally being gay.
Yeah,
Gay.
Sergey.
You know? Terrible popular if you're traveling to a speaking
Yeah,
Spanish
I had
country.
a friend. Her last name was Nerd in Swedish.
Like a
Imagine.
geek.
Nerd. Like.
Well, okay, I mean, like my last name's like Sale in Sweden. Like my last name is like Rabat.
Rabat.
Oh! That is so funny.
So yeah, Rea.
Oh.
I'm on sale.
Can also be the place where you plant stuff, you know?
Yeah, I know. I just like learned that like recently.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I found another word.
But yes, everything you will say, it will mean something else in some other strange language. Typical.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, Salim, we're so grateful that you came here today. Very
Thank
happy
you.
to have you, and hope that you're
Hopefully.
coming back. Maybe bring your girlfriend next time. We can talk some relationship issues.
I hope she doesn't hear the part where I was talking. Like.
I'll cut it away. Don't worry. Now,
But it was really nice to have you here. Trevligt att träffas.
Yes.
Detsamma.
Vi ses nästa vecka. Ha det bra allihopa. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.